There are two things we can say about Commandant Grayza.
I remember a couple of things.
No, not those two things. Get your mind out of the gutter. One is that Grayza is a manipulator hungry for power. And two is that Grayza, at first, wants peace with the Scarans. How do these two things fit together? Grayza is a villain. Crais was Farscape's first villain, followed by Scorpius. It's not coincidence that Grayza bursts on the scene just before Scorpius loses his command and Crais loses his life. She then swaps roles with Scorpius, as he had 2 seasons earlier with Crais. Commandant Cleavage now taking on the Get Crichton at All Costs mission. As I've set forth in previous videos, Farscape is brilliant at giving their characters, including their villains, depth and backstory that explain their feelings and motivations. It doesn't do that for Grayza for whatever reason. It's Sikozu who gives us the only insight into Grayza.
I must be wrong, but Hepel oil?
That's a myth.
It would explain the smell. Delos concubines have a gland implanted that creates Hepel oil. Its perfume targets the erogenous zones and it makes you...
Yeah, I know what it does.
But Grayza would never desire it.
Why not?
Well, its effects are irreversible. Once the gland has been implanted, the concubines die cycles before their time.
So that's how Grayza manipulates people. We see her use her artificial skill to use Crichton and then to use Braca. Why she does it is never explained, though we can guess it is simply her lust for power. We don't know who she previously manipulated to reach her rank of Commandant, but we know she has developed a reputation for it.
Grayza is a manipulator who has risen far beyond her station thanks in part to skills that have no counterpart in a profession such as ours.
Even the Scarans know her reputation.
But then I don't resort to the methods you utilize to advance.
Unlike Crais and Scorpius, Grayza is never brought beyond a stereotype. She'd fit right in with the archaic femme fatale sci-fi cliches of the 1960s. You could argue that because she is the one in power, Grayza is playing a part usually reserved for men. But to my mind, that just makes her a Lady Macbeth. So why does she want peace with the Scarans? We never hear her inner dialogue. Is it simply to rise in rank within the Peacekeepers?
A majority of the councillors already support me. They are ready for a change of leadership.
You would seize power
For the greater good.
Perhaps that's all there is to it if her statement to Eren is to be believed.
Alive, I can repudiate that treaty.
But you proposed it, and you signed it.
And if the Scarans had not betrayed me, I'd have stood by it. We could have lived in peace.
We know why Scorpius wants to stop the Scarans, a position to which Crais comes around. Despite their flaws, those two had a moral motivation for their opposition to the Scarans. If Grayza has any moral compass, it remains well hidden. Her lack of morality is confirmed when she murders Grand Chancellor Marek, the father of her fetus.
Because despite your station, you are weak.
I say again that which I have said before. Death is preferable to subjugation under Scaran rule. They must be defeated.
As for the Scarans, she has absolutely zero plan on how to defeat them. Even Wile E. Coyote had a plan. Without a plan, and with only blind ambition, Grayza is nowhere.
We're trapped here.
Crichton forces peace, and neither she nor the Scarans win. It is, at best, an uneasy truce. Grayza seems more unhappy that Scorpius was proven correct than any happiness at peace. Perhaps the unjust cancellation of the show prevented the Farscape writers from expanding on Grayza, but we have no indication of that either in Peacekeeper Wars or the comics. I won't give away any specifics in the comics because you should buy and read them, but Grayza plays a significant role in them, but without any backstory or character exposition. Nevertheless, do not be surprised if Grayza and her child reappear in the revival.